the Ratcheting Raven. So far I have gotten the radiator, the fan shroud, and the fan off of the Mazda. As you can see, big blank space. I have taken off the upper and lower radiator hose as well. That was out with the radiator. Next, I have to get to the water pump right here behind this pulley. This is where the fan goes, obviously. Water pump right here. So to get the water pump out, I have to also off the alternator, all the belt. Pretty sure there's a couple other things that have to come off. It's a pretty involved process. So let's get to it. Okay, first, handy dandy tablet. Gonna take out the power steering belt, and then the AC belt, air pump belt, and then the alternator belt. Okay, so first to take out the power steering belt, this belt right here, 10 mil socket, 17 millimeter socket. I had already loosened this bolt. Belt 1 off. I'm definitely going to label these because this is a huge process and I will absolutely forget which belt is which. Okay, I'm back and I have lost my socket wrench. Oh, right here. So next, we're going to take a 19, take off the AC compressor belt. Oh, it's not a 19, it's actually a 22. I do believe. Yeah, 22. AC compressor belt off. Gonna go label this as well. All right, next is the air pump belt. 12 millimeter right here. Right here. Voila. Gonna go again and label this. Okay, next is and last is the alternator belt right there. Gonna need a 14 millimeter. There. And I'm gonna guess that's a 12. Yeah, it's a 12. Alternator belt off. Gonna go label that. Okay, so next, this pulley is actually multiple pulleys on one, so I'm gonna take that off. I have marked it there because the way in which it comes off is the way in which it has to go back on. So it's marked. I will get you a little bit closer. That's the timing mark. There's a timing mark. So lining it up on this one. This will not mess with the timing or anything. It's just the way it comes off is the way it's got to go on. There are 4 10 millimeter bolts right here. Those come out. This one does not come out. So right now I'm going after those 4 10 millimeter bolts with this bad boy. First one off. Second one off. Third one off. And there's those timing marks that I was talking about. Okay, so next we're going to use a 12 millimeter and we're going to take the alternator off the bracket right there. Yeah, 14. Alright, now that it's out, disconnect this. Alright, so I've got the mounting bolt off, I've got the adjusting bolt off. So now I'm gonna take this alternator out. Probably gonna take some fiddling. I may have to take this bracket out. We'll see. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take this bracket out. We'll at least get the bracket out of the way. It's almost off. Takes a little dancing. Whoops. And yes, I'm wearing socks with my slides. My feet are cold. Okay. It's also a 12. Back here out of the way. That goes back on. And now I will move the alternator out of the way and put it with the colossal amounts of other parts I've already taken off this car. Can I get out of the engine bay? Well, I guess we're gonna see. I lost my shoe. No. These two bolts that I took out of the radiator there, I'm going to go put in the, I said radiator. These two bolts that I took out of the alternator, the one that pivots and the one that mounts, I'm going to go put them back in the alternator. Okay. I'm gonna, oh, there's the bracket. So I'm gonna go put this with it. As you can see, water pump housing. Much easier to get to already, but I still have to take this off. Most likely this air pump. Next, I will be taking off the air pump, which is here. But first I have to take this hose off, which that is a really crappy hose clamp. Alright. So, in order to take this air pump off, there's also a hose back here. Okay, so I took this hose off, right? But there's also a hose right here. You can see this hose clamp. I'm gonna take that off now. And you know what, just to give myself better access to that hose, I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. And while I'm at it, I'll just disassemble the whole car. Now that that is out of the way, I'm just trying to break the seal. Yeah, there we go. $12mm. Put a little penetrating oil and then kind of work it back into place to kind of distribute that a little bit. I'm gonna try these pliers because this hose is being a pain in my butt. There we go. There's the old hose clamp. This bracket right here for the pivot of the air pump. Gonna take that out. Pretty sure it's a 12. Let's see. It is a 12. Brackets out of the way. Let's see if this little flat pry bar helps me any. Maybe, maybe not. Well, it's moving a little bit. Okay, here it comes. Air pump is off. I'm going to get my PB blaster. So now that the PB blaster has had time to set on the bolts of the water pump, I'm going to attempt to get them off. I've already verified, but they are all 12 mils. The nuts came off easy. The bolts, however, are giving me a bit of a problem. Well, that one wasn't too bad. There we go. This last one that's down in here, I may have to take that pulley off. I don't know. We're gonna see. Okay, I'm gonna try and get this pulley off. That pulley right there. 10 mil that goes on these two bolts. I'm pretty sure that it's supposed to have 4 bolts. It looks like it had 4 bolts at some point in the 32 years that this car has been alive, but right now it has 2. I'm gonna see if I can get this off without it spinning everywhere. We'll see. There we go. It definitely had 4 bolts at some point, but I just took off these 2. So who knows? Who knows? When I put it back together, I will definitely put it back with 4 in there. No problem. Let me move my colossal amount of hoarded tools that I have acquired. That way I can set in here and get this water pump off. So the entire housing is going to come out. I just hit myself in the chin. You've probably seen that. Hit myself right there. That felt good. I'm going to go change out the battery in my camera because it's almost dead, and I'm going to come back and take out the oil metering pump because that's what's holding this in right here. Okay, next we are removing the oil metering pump, which is right here. There are 3 bolts, one here, one way down at the bottom in the back. 10 mil. There's one. Not quite sure how I'm gonna get that one, if I'm honest. Probably try a regular wrench. That's also not gonna work. Let's see. That's also not gonna work. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna leave that one while I try and get this one at the very bottom. Alright, I'm gonna use some paper towel just to plug that hole. I'm gonna use some paper towel to kind of cover this hole. Now, theoretically, since everything is out of the way, I should be able to take the water pump housing off enough to get the throttle body to water pump hose off and then take it out. Breaking the seal. It's almost off. There we go. Okay. Theoretically, this bad boy should just come right off. So there's this metal clip right here that's got to come off. Okay. Got it off with the straight pick. That was the easiest. It doesn't have to come all the way off. You just need to get one side like pivoted forward and then pull the other little top bent part, pull it kind of forward, and it just pops right off. Anyways, here is the water pump housing. Thermostat, water pump itself, backside. That hose I removed, the connector I removed. Yeah, so there it is. The main reason that I am redoing the entire cooling system is look at that. Look how gunky that is. That is gross. You can't really see down in there, but trust me when I say it's pretty gunky. Okay, so I wasn't recording when I got this off, but I just used a trusty rubber mallet, hit it right here, just lightly. It didn't take much, and it popped the water pump off the housing. As you can see, pretty dirty. The gasket is like baked. So my next step will be cleaning the gasket seal off of this, cleaning up the entire housing. And yeah, like this seal was so old. Like look, I don't know if you can see that. There's a piece left right here and there's a piece left right here. I'm pretty sure the rest of it is still on the block.